Ow! Just stabbed myself. There's glass everywhere. I'm gonna have to vacuum really nicely.
Warning, this video may contain scenes of extreme untidiness. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to The Dirty Shop. Today, I'm going to be making robbery art. And the reason I call it robbery art is because some unfortunate individual, threw a big rock through my window and stole some of my stuff. And of course, they couldn't go through a cheap window. They went through the most expensive one on the house. And I got glass everywhere. And they left muddy footprints all over my floor and took some of my stuff, which is always annoying. But while we're cleaning up all this glass that's all over the floor and the front porch, and my wife is freaking out, I was looking at this stuff going, man, that stuff's really quite beautiful, because the sun was coming in through that window, reflecting off all of this glass that was all over my floor. And I thought, this is really pretty stuff. There's got to be more to it than just throwing it away. And so I took a bunch of that glass and I put it in a mason jar. I poured rubbing alcohol on it, because rubbing alcohol doesn't rot or grow anything. And then I put the lid on and I put it on the windowsill, and it made this really beautiful prismatic, like solar reflector thing that sat on our windowsill for a while. We moved and I misplaced it somewhere around here, and the jar of glass is somewhere around here, and I'll get it out at some other point. But I thought that there'd be more to it than just a jar full of glass, and I could do much more with all of this glass that I suddenly had an abundance of. So today, it's been 3 or 4 months now, 5 months, whatever, and I picked up this nice oval mirror at the thrift store, and I'm going to lay out on this mirror a picture or a collage of glass, and then I'm going to glue it down. I'm going to glue it down with this crazy glue, see right here, and I tested this glue before I used it. So I've tested it by gluing these 2 pieces of glass together. See, there's 2 pieces there. They're very, very firmly stuck together by just a tiny, tiny drip of this glue, which is perfect, exactly what I wanted it to be. I can't see the glue at all in there, which is also perfect. And so we'll see how this goes. I'm going to lay this out, and hopefully I'll make something beautiful out of what was potentially what was a really nasty, kind of a horrible event in my life. So this is a first for me. We're going to see what happens. Okay, now that I've got my glass laid out basically how I think I want it on my mirror here, it's pretty good. I could probably do better, but it looks pretty decent to me. I think this is going to be a nice, pretty item. So I'm going to take this now and take each piece off individually, clean it really well and carefully, because these are sharp. And then I'm going to put just a little tiny drip of glue on the back of them, and then put them back on and glue a couple down at a time. It's going to take a little while to get them all glued, because I want to make sure that one is stuck before I start doing the next one, so I don't kick it out of line and then spread glue kind of all over the place, because once the glue gets on here, you're never getting it off. So I'm going to kind of take these and one at a time try and get them glued down. there we have it. I've got my glass nicely glued down. It looks like I could have used a little more glue than I did when I was putting it down. I'm thinking that more glue is better than less because I can actually see where the glue didn't quite spread to the edges. So this may end up not turning out the way I want, but it's permanent now, so I can't change it. In the morning, I'll take this outside and we'll see what it looks like in the light. So I'm going to slide that to the side, and until then, I've got some ideas for some other stuff that I'd like to do. And I'm thinking that I could take these bits of glass, these larger ones, and maybe do something with like some overlapping without anything behind it. And maybe make a different kind of a look. I don't know. Glue some of these pieces together and kind of see what we end up with. There we go. Now I've got all this all assembled, and hopefully tomorrow I'll take this outside and we'll give it a good look in the light and see what I ended up with. It looks really cool from here, but it's really sharp, so I'm not sure what I'm actually going to do with it. It's quite an aggressive piece of art. So here we are. It's the next day, and I want to show you the projects that I worked on and made. I'm sorry, I've got this kind of a cold going on, and so my normally majestic appearance is a bit marred by my misery. But the show must go on, so I want to show you what I did. So I dug around a bit and I found that jar that I talked about, and hoping this shines through properly. You can see all the amount of color and just awesomeness on this jar. So this is just rubbing alcohol and a little bit of green food coloring gave it that green look, and it's just like an opal, like a big jar opal. It's just incredible. It's really pretty. When it sits on the windowsill, it makes this just wonderful light. When I was doing that, I just kind of worked on the same concept, and I put some geodes and some cool rocks and stuff in a jar, and that turned out really cool too. Not as cool as the glass, I don't think, but the items inside it are actually of higher interest. So here's the mirror version I made. It turned out rather nice. The glue being visible underneath actually doesn't bother me at all. The way it turned out looking, it looks pretty good. And I think that this one is definitely going to find a place on my wall. So I'm really liking that one. This one here, I was not paying as much attention as I should have, and I ended up getting some fingerprints with glue on the inside of the pieces here, and I can't get them off. So unfortunately, this is not up to my standards. It looks really neat still, and maybe I'll stick it out in the yard where it can catch a lot of sunlight, and stay out of reach of anybody, because this thing is extremely sharp and nasty. But it is pretty neat. It still throws off a lot of cool light. It just has all those glue spots, and I really don't like it. So I decided that I could do better than that, and went for a different look here. So I was really careful with the glue when I made this. It's kind of a starburst kind of thing going on here. And this one is really neat. I really like this one. It turned out really nice. It's impressively nasty to hold on to. So, I've got to be really careful. I got pretty tough skin from all my handwork and stuff. But man, this thing is so sharp and so nasty. I just don't know what I'm going to do with it. But it certainly turned out looking pretty nice. And it's just incredible, and I would love to put this in a window or something. I might have to stick it on another piece of glass. If I got like a piece of round glass and stuck it on that, it would turn out really nice, and then the sun could still shine through it and that sort of thing. So nothing is garbage. Well, some things are garbage, but a lot of things can be reused and made into really cool stuff. So thank you for watching my video. Please hit that subscribe button. Maybe check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you next time on The Dirty Shop.